Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today, looking at these birdie symbols, and look at the sword over here. It's always there, I just forget that it is. Such nice details, I love it. I love it, interface design is so nice. Anyway, we are trying to open a stone door that we sort of got to last episode using a rod. Let's see, begin to manipulate the dial, study the symbols. I've studied the symbols, so let's begin to manipulate the dial. The dial shows an engraving of the moon shining its pale, mournful light upon Aurora. Crap. Okay, the dial rolls over to a symbol of rain falling from thick, tempestuous storm clouds. With a laborious groan, the dial shifts over to a symbol of two hands reaching for each other, their fingertips just barely meeting across the gap. And the dial centers on the Hawaiian representation of Ondra, depicted with the head of an anglerfish. I'm gonna press the dial. You hear a grating mechanical clunk of stone and tumblers settling into place behind the door. Okay. Okay, it's a riddle. It's going back to... Okay. It's a riddle. And the riddle is on this. Pitied is in Gatilative lament as the pearl orb of the heavens crosses her view. Her eyes well with tears as constant as rain, but the moon's skyward journey continues apace. The lover's affection as ephemeral as fingers touching. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? So, clockwise. Dang it. Counterclockwise. That's how it works. So, press this dial, because it's that. And then clockwise. And then press the dial. And then clockwise, press the dial. Counterclockwise, press the dial. A couple. And then that one. You hear clattering and whirring as the dial recedes into the door. There's a low rumble as the doorway opens inward, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel beyond. The air beyond the passage is humid, reeking of stagnant water and something else. Something old, which raises the hairs on the back of your neck. As you take your first step, an ear-splitting roar rises in volume and echoes down the passage, shaking loose the surrounding rock. You navigate the dark, narrow tunnel, pressing your shoulders together to fit the passage. Oh no. I didn't rest. I'm sorry. This is bad. Oh no. As the massive upheaval of water settles, the air thickens with oppressive humidity. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust before you can make sense of the shape that breached from the depths.
This would be a great fishing story.
Ishi, down. This is no time to pick a fight. Of course I know you can take him.
Holy gone, but it's beautiful. And I'll bet smart as a whip and just as mean.
She sucks in a sharp breath. Adair liked it? Yeah.
Have you come to deliver me from this prison of my own making?
Okay, I love that. That we can just shout, "Dragon!" I wonder what would happen then. Maybe I can justify that with my character, but I'm really curious. Have you come to deliver me from this prison of my own making? The dragon flares his nostrils and glares at you. What exactly does that mean? I'm gonna shout.
Then I take it you have not, and the city has forgotten me.
A heavy sigh fills the room with a scent of brine.
I am Skirilophus, guardian of the Isles.
Poor voice actor having to pronounce that word. He slams his tail against the floor.
You ever consider a nickname?
Skirilophus, or whatever, narrows his eyes at Adair.
Just give it some thought, is all I'm saying.
What is this? One of Ondra's whelps?
He doesn't like Ondra? His snout wrinkles at the kale.
Hello.
Oh, right. Hot steam jets from the dragon's nostrils. I take it you're the one causing the whole city to shake?
You do not see chains around me, but I am confined all the same. One by one, every link shatters.
The dragon stares at the wards around the prison.
You can only be here for one reason. You serve the Huana.
Oh, come on. Come on, shout the Huana. Otherwise, why would it be capitalized? His arrows narrow into slits.
This prison is built on a foundation of their lies.
What are you talking about?
You stand in the sanctum of the Water Shapers. Those who make parlor tricks of Ngati's art. An art in decline. The Huana Covenant has failed. With each grain of sand surrendered to outsiders, Ngati draws her favor away from her chosen people.
The Huana Covenant has failed. What covenant is that?
One struck in a different time, when the gods showered devotion on Huana. The guild hides how their acolytes struggle. Their ancestral forms no longer respond as they once did. Soon, there will be no Water Shapers to remember them.
I like what I'm hearing so far.
Smiling to herself, Maya folds her arms.
Daughter of the West, what I intend for the Huana is nothing to what I will inflict upon your fleet.
The dragon huffs a breath of steamy air. Maya only narrows her eyes and shifts her weight.
When their mighty talent went into decline, I gave the Huana the strength to raise the very sea against our enemies. For my generosity, they bound me to this chamber by my soul.
This cannot be true, I say.
Can it not? I don't know if he's gonna continue talking, but why can it not be true? Maybe he knows something we don't know, but this doesn't sound like something they wouldn't do. I mean, yeah, sure. But, like, yeah. But it's, yeah. But still, yeah.
The half-breed's naivete is charming. I see why you suffer his company. And now the Deadfire dies in my absence. The luminous Adra shrieks in agony, calling out for a guardian.
Oh. Please. Yes. What? He protects the luminous Adra? What have we gotten ourselves into? So you're the reason the Water Shapers are so powerful. The other Water Shapers knew nothing about this. Your soul is stuck here. Let me take a look. Bound or not, what do you plan on doing about it? I'm not sure I believe you. Let's read the... Yeah, let's go with this one. Bound or not, what do you plan on doing about it? About what? About the bounding of it? The binding of it? I don't really care about that part. I care about what happens if I free him. Because obviously that's an option. Let's try to read the soul. Your soul is stuck here. Let me take a look.
You are a watcher. Of all the kith who could have entered this chamber, how intriguing.
Submerging in the dragon's soul feels at first disorienting, like perusing the stacks of a vast library. The energy and vibrancy that should color his soul is gray and worn. From the shadows, a dark, formless thing reaches out to you in desperation. The wards around the stone floor drag the essence down and disperse its energy elsewhere, to the Water Shaper students of Neketaka. As it touches you, the weight of the prison is like an anchor. You withdraw from the sensation, feeling shaky and depleted. So you're the reason the Water Shapers are so powerful.
The Huana of ages past could have shaped the very Deadfire to their liking. Now their backs have turned against Ngati's covenant. Their art is an echo of its former glory.
He's just repeating himself, not actually answering the question. Raising a shaking hand to his mouth, Takeo blinks up at the dragon.
By Ngati, he speaks true.
Your disgrace, so pure and concentrated.
On Takeo? That's interesting. Huh. The other Water Shapers knew nothing about this?
Clever Pariki twisted the forms of her art. Rather than give obeisance to Ngati, They draw from the wards of this prison.
The dragon shows his teeth, his steaming breath rising from between each fang.
None but the masters of the guild ever knew this.
Mother, Ngati never told me this, I say.
Takeo raises a shaking hand to his brow.
The goddess sent her insufferable tests. She never raised a fin to deliver me from this prison.
Scurylephus growls long enough to send a tremor through the chamber. I've looked into your soul. It's true.
Believe what you will. My duty to the archipelago is all that matters.
So is mine. And it involves aiming a cannon between your eyes.
Would you give me Tangaloa's kiss? I might welcome it. Freedom comes like the tide, and the Deadfire heeds my call. I sense a rod among your belongings.
Scurylephus narrows his eyes and watches you carefully.
My gift to Periki. My covenant with the Huana. Another broken promise. It made the enchantments of this prison and can destroy them. It can set me free.
The dragon lashes its tail in eager, repetitive circles.
We have a responsibility, I say.
Trailing off, Takeo pulls absently on one of his hairs.
But if he speaks truth, the Huana are better served if he remains.
Your opinion is irrelevant, half-breed.
Yep, it is. So we have, like, it's an interesting choice because we could kill him. He said something about Tangaloa embrace or something. That's us killing him. That would have consequences that just strengthening these things wouldn't. So Onakaza would have me killed if I set you free. I have questions about you first, Dragon. What happened to your captors if I do... What happens to your captors if I do as you ask? Do I get something out of the arrangement? Letting you go deprives the Water Shapers of a useful asset. That is true, and you don't need to Arcana to know that. Well, maybe, suppose a little bit. Say no more, let's get you out. So, let's see. What happens to your captors if I do as you ask?
The Huana have chartered their doom. I will not mourn their passing.
But he's talking about killing everybody.
Neither will I speed it along while they stand against the foreign tide.
That's a pity. I was about to suggest we make a deal.
My concerns are greater than your petty squabbles over land.
I really was hoping that he would protect the Luminous Adra. Can I ask you some questions?
I will tolerate your curiosity.
So you think of yourself as a guardian?
That is a duty as old as the islands themselves. In ages past, there were 3 guardians. They watched over the Isles, the Adra, and lost Ukaizo.
That is similar to the tenets of Ngati's covenant.
You are perceptive for a fish.
What do you know of Ukaizo?
A city where Kith spoke to gods. The heart of an empire. I know only what I hear. Ukaizo was gone before my time. Even its myth is dust and ashes.
You spoke of 3 dragons? Guardians?
Creatures of unparalleled age and power. Bound, like me, to strengthen the Huana. If they still lived, no foreign ship would trespass on these islands.
Something on your mind, Takeo?
Akira, there is too much running through my head, I say. For another time.
He reaches up and touches his cheek with a shaking hand.
The fish is not ready to know what he only now suspects.
Huh. Something like a chuckle echoes in your mind.
Ukaizo is lost beyond all memory. Better to forget that monument of hubris.
Hubris towards the Guardian? No. Hubris? What? Ukaizo is a mythical island rumored to be somewhere in the Deadfire archipelago. Some legends regard Ukaizo as a wellspring of Wana culture. Others tell of riches beyond measure. All agree that Ukaizo vanished after cataclysmic storms. Oh, probably Hubris against the gods, if there's any theme to the game, and there is. Yeah. All agree that Okai vanished after cataclysm, storms and volcanic eruptions blotted out the horizon, but it remains to be seen if these tales possess an echo of merit or simply romanticize an ancient fantasy. Yeah. So that would fit that, I suppose, a little bit. How did you get in here?
As outsiders threatened the Isles, the power of the Huana waned. Crafty Pariki sought me out to strike a deal. She used my soul as a crutch for her water shapers. In exchange, she vowed to protect the Adra.
Yeah, but the Valens are mining the Adra.
Look upon me. Are you surprised that the Huana do not keep their promises?
Yeah.
I came as an honored guest. The water shapers grew strong, and new conflicts replaced the old. When I resolved to go, my captors left me here, cheated and howling in the dark.
I'm gonna go back to that question.
As outside, she used my soul.
on.
I came as when
Yeah, it
I
goes back to that.
resolved as she used my soul.
So, water shapers don't protect Adra, they hold back the Rawatayan Armada, and I think he's gonna go back to what he was saying before.
And just barely. If what we've learned here is any indication.
Yeah, Maya folds her arms and smirks.
Indeed. The Huana bite off more than they can chew. I came as an honor. When
Yeah, it
I
goes back.
have sat still for enough of your questions.
Oh no!
Will you release me, or must this end with blood?
I wanted to ask so much more. I think I'll release him. When I resolved to go, my captors left me here. Yeah. Why is this rod so important?
It contains a fragment of my soul, gifted willingly to share of my strength. The Huana twisted it against me, just as they twist themselves.
I have more questions, if you don't mind.
I tire of your questions. Do you intend to release me or not?
How do I free you?
Pariki and her mages crafted this prison with the rod you carry.
He tips his head to the raised stones around the chamber.
The rod could destroy the wards as well.
Allow me to inspect this prison. A low growl builds in the back of his throat.
Your inspection is irrelevant. I have seen enough of these walls for the both of us. The wards are the bars of my prison, and the rod you carry can bend them apart like stalks of wheat.
Yeah, but it might be safer to siphon power and let the wards collapse on their own. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details.
If you think it prudent.
Interesting that he cares about that. He raises one of his scaly brows.
Time has weakened the wards enough that I can leave this cell without you.
Please let me save.
There will be a debt of pain that I have no wish to incur. Betray me, and I will summon as many waves of Naga as it takes to shatter this prison.
So that's why the Naga are attacking. The dragon unclenches his jaw and watches you silent. Because he looks like a Naga dragon, basically. Okay, we can save. Okay, so I really want to free him right now. But I also don't want to kill the Huana. And it's good that he doesn't want to kill the Huana. Also, I wonder if I could kill him. I suppose I might be able to. We can try.
Cut that out. I'm no help here.
You are, just about it. Let's get a... I want to see if it's possible.
Yes?
Because of course I want to see if it's possible. Let's paralyze him. That's the one over there. Probably not gonna work. Doesn't look like he has the awful abilities that that dragons tend to have. He's very, very weak. I wonder if it's on purpose. Let's see. Wild shot. Go for it. Wait a minute. Is wild shot for extra accuracy? It doesn't sound like it. Reloading is quicker. It bounces off nearby targets. It's a different thing altogether. Oh, so that's why. Oh, that's kind of cool. We got water whips. And there's wards. Those are the wards that I can kill. Yeah, we can kill him. No problem. Which is maybe because I'm so high level for this mission, I think. But I am gonna free him. I really wish that I could have asked him more questions. I suppose I can. Let's see what autosave I have. Not that one. This one. Because if I have an autosave on getting in here, there's so many saves. It just takes forever. Because I have 2 characters over here. Was that? Oh, right. I think that you see the name. You saw the name of that character. I think that's a bad word in some language. I'm not really sure. We don't have an autosave though. We only have, we do not have an autosave for a long while. Jeez. Because I've been recording this right after the last episode as well. So, yeah, those questions are just not there. Okay. A raised ward stone stands out from the watery floor of the dragon's prison. The runes engraved along its surface glow with pale light. I'm gonna inspect it. Enchantments coursing through the stonework keep the dragon tethered to this spot and siphon energy from his soul. The spells of imprisonment look more recent. More recent? Huh. The siphoning enchantments merely sips, or the enchantment merely sips at the dragon's essence and disperses it elsewhere. You think it could be used to store the essence, enough to last decades or longer if used responsibly. You can which probably means that they don't need to lose their strength. They will need to lose their fancy-looking water-shaping techniques in their house, but that's beside the point. But anyway, you can tell nothing else about the enchantments. The ward flashes, causing the rod of the Deep Hunter, which is his. He is the Deep Hunter, to tremble in your pack, as if the two share some arcane affinity for each other. So I can try to siphon enough of the dragon's essence to empower the guild and then break the imprisoning ward. That's a compromise. Use the Rod of the Deep to disable the enchantments, and I can strengthen the imprisonment. Of course, the Master of the Guild told us that everything should be... we should strengthen the rods no matter what he says. And of course, at the time I didn't know who he was, I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna try and do that. The enchantment slips through your fingers in spite of its advanced age and depleted state. Clearly someone built this prison to resist any potential meddling. In other words, no. Really? That's a shame. Is it because I'm bad at metaphysics? I don't even know where it is. Metaphysics at 3. It's not too bad. Is nobody good at this? Nobody's good at this. I also don't know why it would be metaphysics in the first place, but anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna use the rod to disable the enchantments. The runes crackle as their power dissipates. In seconds, their light is extinguished, and the shapes of each arcane sigil lose definition until they fade into total obscurity.
I can feel the weight of this pit diminishing around me. Do not stop now.
He follows your progress with narrow eyes. Same thing. The same thing. And we're doing it now. He blinks down at you and rolls his shoulders, as if for the first time.
The burden of this prison is lifted. I will return to the beloved Atra.
He flexes his claws and lets out an exultant bellow. Will you consider showing mercy against those who wronged you?
Mercy? Only for those who showed mercy to me. The rest...
He splits his jaw into a lethal grin.
Should your hopes darken on the high seas, you will feel a welcome chill as my shadow passes over your deck. Depend on it.
Roaring with triumph, he aims his body at the rock ceiling and takes off. Man, having a dragon telling you to depend on him is quite something. I want, yes, please, thank you. Scioriel beats his wings, lifting his massive form above the ground of his watery prison. He stretches open his jaws and roars, the ensuing blast blowing out of the top of his prison, exposing it to the sky above. For the first time in untold years, natural light floods the interior of the chamber. He snaps his wings a second time, flying through the exit with wild abandon, tilting at reckless, unpracticed angles as he builds incredible speed. When he emerges, shrieks of horror and dismay grow in volume. Hopefully he's not killing them, though, because that would be unfortunate. Nah, that's pretty good. Moments later, he passes out of view. You hear an explosion of splintered wood, upheaved water, and incredible devastation on the southwestern corner of the island. I think he murdered the water shapers. I hope he didn't kill Onikaza. And judging by the...
Captain, a word.
Judging by the quest objective, I think he didn't. Takeo inclines his head and touches his forehead spot. I'm saying I hope he didn't kill her because a power vacuum in a place like this, it'd be even worse for the Wana. What's on your mind?
When I joined the guild, I was a fish in a dream.
Takeo looks at the ground between his feet.
Water Shapers were the keepers of our oldest covenant, protectors of history, heroes, I say. Now I see the guild only for what it has become. Ikera, a perversion of the oldest Juana art.
Mairo lied to you, to everyone. You owe the guild nothing.
Nothing? Would I still be Takeo without the gifts and encouragement this place lavished upon me?
Takeo looks from the floor to the ceiling, his frown a constant fixture.
I do not want to tarry in this house of regret a moment longer. My thoughts will be clearer in time. You are kind to listen, I say.
Can I ask you some questions?
You have questions? Ikera, I have answers.
Okay. That's no more questions. So look at that, we did that without fighting a dragon, and I'm sure I could have beaten the dragon without much problem. But that is not the choice I decided to make. And it is also the end of the episode. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pillars of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.